I think there is something common between all of us because we all are interested to understand and explore more about data. And exactly for the same reason, we all are here. In the next 45 minutes, we'll try to talk on data as a part by leveraging Tableau Power. Um, so let's start. So this would be our agenda. First, we'll start with making sure like we understand what is business intelligence as a domain. We'll also see different BI products which are there in the market and how they stand when it comes to BI Gartner Magic Quadrant. We'll see different product sets which are available with the Tableau. That's something which is really interesting, and we'll see those things. We'll also see a live demo of Tableau where I'll be using these features. We'll see what is the interface of Tableau is there, how to connect data into it, what are different dimensions and measures, how you can build your first chart into this. I'll also show you a couple of examples, the existing dashboards which are already available, and we'll share those as a use cases with you. Uh, and we'll also conclude the sessions by sharing my thoughts about the market trend, how what are the jobs and responsibility into it, and how can you apply into those jobs. Okay, being said, let's understand what is business intelligence. Now, we are living in a digital era. We all know that on daily basis there is a huge amount of data generation which is happening. Okay, it could be from internet, it could be from our mobiles, it could be from any sort of digital media. But with the increase of generation of data, uh, I think there is a huge responsibility on an individual to understand and to grasp that information, right? So data is increasing, but at the same time the skill set which required to consume that data is something where the gap is there, right? And that's where the business intelligence came into the picture, like where you will use that data, the data which is generated by all the digital media platform or the digital systems. You will use that data, you will transform that data into the consumable format, the machine friendly format. You will use that information to make decision out of it. Okay, so very straightforward. You will use raw data, you will convert that raw data into the useful, actionable, and refreshable information. And then further, you will present that information to a stakeholder. It could be your clients, it could be your with your business partner. You can share those things, and then you can take a business decision by using that kind of data. Okay, so this is what the business intelligence is. So let me give you one quick example where you can use business intelligence concept almost in all industry. Let me share one example from the FMCG industry. Okay, FMCG is fast moving consumer goods industry. um, so there are two things into it. One will be your manufacturer, and the second one would be your retailers, right? So manufacturer will manufacture products, and then retailer will actually product to end consumer. Simple. Okay, now manufacturer would like to understand how well their product is consumed by the end consumer. Okay, to understand that pattern, manufacturer will need information related to sales, right? The sales of particular store, the retail store, how sales are happening in that particular store. Now, um, once we have the data, again it would be a huge spreadsheet because on the retailer many folks will come, they will buy products. Okay, but out of that they are interested in understanding our product as well as the competitor products, and what is the performance of our product versus competitor products in ABC retailer. Okay, let's consider that example. So what you're doing is you're using a raw format of data from the retailer, and then you will use some sort of information in order to consume it and get trend out of it. And after that you may found that within a category there would be like two products which are performing very good, whereas there would be three or four products which are not performing very good, or it's not up to the benchmark, right? And that's something then you can think about. Okay, so if my products are not performing good in a particular store, which means that definitely some attention is required there, and I need to work on that piece. Okay, so you have seen that how manufacturer can use its own data of sales and then build their strategy in order to boost their business performance. Okay, and that's the whole process is called as the business intelligence, where they're using data and then converting it into the information which is easily understood by anyone, and that's how they make the business decision. Okay, this was a one example, and in many industries you can apply this kind of things. Let's take example, even in banks we can use, even in investment firms, even in those things we can use business intelligence. Almost every field, yes, at any point when there is a data, definitely there is a scope of using BI as a domain. Okay, so this is what the business intelligence is. Going further, this is what the Gartner Magic Quadrant would look like. So Gartner is a company; it's a market research, and majorly they works around building a report which helps us to understand how technology is performing with respect to their vision and execution. So there are two parameters on the basis of they do their research, and this is what business intelligence magic quadrant would look like. Okay, as you see here, you will see that there are four quadrants. One would be leaders, another would be challengers, the third one would be the niche players, and the visionary players. Okay, today's session would be revolving around Tableau, and you can easily see that the Tableau is standing in the leader quadrant, right? It's here. Data is updated Feb 2021, almost a month old data. So it's in the leader quadrant, and at the same time you can also see that Microsoft tool, it's nothing but Power BI tool, is also lying in the leader section. Okay, so these are majorly used by industry. Why? Because of the two reason: because of their vision, the completeness of vision and ability to execute. They have performed excellent in such a way that right now it's there in the leader section. Okay, you can also see a challengers. Okay, but in some sort it's not that visionary product. So let's take example for from a Google. So Looker is another tool recently acquired by Google. So it's a Google product, Google BI product. It's in the challenger sections, has good ability to execute, whereas it is still somewhat lagging in with respect to its vision. It's lying here. Okay, idea is just to share that right now these two tools are really trending in the market, and learning tools like Power BI and Tableau definitely is going to add in order to get your next job. Okay, and again, if you're already working on this tool or some other tool, definitely you should consider about learning this type of tools. Okay, so that's what Magic Quadrant is all about. Every year in the month of February, they release this report, and you can also Google and read entire report about tools as well as other technologies as well. Moving next, uh, in the Tableau product suite, right now we have this many products. Tableau Desktop is there, Tableau Public, Tableau Server, Tableau Reader, Tableau Public, and and Tableau Prep. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to the Tableau Desktop, so it's the enterprise level tool. Mostly, it's a license copy. There is a cost associated with it, so you have to buy. Then you can use a Tableau Desktop. Uh, Mostly when you're working in industry, you will work on Tableau Desktop, and it's a developer tool. But now let's suppose someone who is student or someone who wanted to use Tableau in their research project, or someone who is just interested in learning a tool, right? I would suggest you can go for a Tableau Public as a tool, and you can make use of Tableau Public. It's the best tool for learning. All features what are there in the desktop are almost similar to Tableau Public. So there is no limitations. There are only two catch into this. One would be there are limited data sources which you can connect by using Tableau Public, whereas in Tableau Desktop it's almost like more than 60 plus different types of data sources. Tableau. Okay, and for those who don't know what Tableau is or how Tableau looks, don't worry, guys. We'll see that thing in the live demo as well. Okay, so for now, just remember this name, that there is something called as Tableau Desktop, there is something called as Tableau Public. Okay, when it comes to the sharing, okay, so now suppose you have developed your dashboard and now you want to showcase your dashboard to your stakeholder, to your peers, to your, let's say, your professor or your manager. At that point, you have to publish your dashboard on a portal, and that portal is nothing but your Tableau server. Okay, and from there everyone can access your dashboard. Okay, so that's Tableau server. So it is more on a publishing side, the more on sharing dashboard side. Similarly, Tableau Reader, it's again a free tool similar to Tableau Public. So again, one has to install on their system, and then they can view your dashboard. They cannot edit it. It's simple reader, so they cannot edit it. It's a simple reader thing, and they can view your dashboard at that point. Tableau Public, based for learning, it's the one and the same thing. Just for some reason, there are two entries for this. Tableau Prep, data preparation tool. It's a preparation tool by using which you can clean your data. Okay, so in real world, data is very crazy thing. You won't get clean data every time, right? And that's where it is required to first work on cleaning the data, preparing data. There is a pre-processing involved into it, and then you can consume your data into the Tableau Desktop or Tableau Public. Okay, so again, Tableau recently came up with this another tool named as Tableau tool, very handy. No coding background is required. By the way, even for learning Tableau, no coding background is required. If you know a little bit of Excel, even that is fine. If you don't know, even that is fine. It's just that you should know basic math, how to add, how to subtract, how to divide, and how to multiply. Just knowing this stuff in an initial stage would be fine, and you'll see that how easy this tool is. Okay, so let's start with Tableau. So far we have seen a kind of an intro about business intelligence and what are different BI tools into the business intelligence and different product suites. Okay, so now I'll quickly switch my presentation to my browser. Let me show you a couple of examples. Okay, this is one of the example which we are going to see this on my browser as well. This is one of the dashboard I've created a long back. It was about a story of tiger. Okay, and this particular dashboard slash infograph I have created by using Tableau and published it onto the Tableau Public my profile. Okay, so this is what the dashboard is. Let's quickly go and see the story, what the story is all about. Okay, so first of all, I've used the heading on top, and my heading is something like that what my dashboard is all about. Okay, so my heading is something like that where the global wild tiger population increases, but still long way to go. So there are two pictures which I would like to focus on. I wanted to show that, okay, so there is a increase in population for tiger, but at the same time there is something happening which shouldn't happen. Okay, and that's where I've started working on this, and you can see a map, uh, mostly a Asian map. But now you can see that in Asian map, again considering Russia or China or India, so India almost acquired 60, like 57% of total population of tigers. Okay, so which is very great. By the way, this data is updated till 2014. Okay, so we should also note that factor. So there are around 2226 wild tigers, and this is almost like a 60% of world population. Okay, 2014 it was observed that there is a 30% of rise in the population. From when? From 2010. Mostly, even you can see the places where tigers are found. You can see that there is a Western Ghat, then there is Sandavan, Central Ghats, and Eastern Ghats are there, and there is a data for 3 years, like 2006, 2010, and 2014. Okay, so it's kind of a trend chart, uh, and you can see like how trend is in the upward direction for all five different places. Okay, this is all the places are coming straight forward from the India. So first I focused on a global aspect, and now I'm only focusing on India part. Okay, and you can see that again The Western Ghats is again central and eastern is on the second rank. Okay, and we can clearly see that there is a 30% rise in the population of tiger. Then my story is going in another direction where I wanted to call out a very important factor related to uh, illegal activities which are associated with the tiger thing. Okay, so now sadly the roars are going silent. Okay, why? Because of activities like where trade of tiger bones are happening, the poaching thing is happening. So many illegal activities which are not allowed by government, those things are still happening. And you can see in 2016 almost 50 tigers were killed, and they were found that they were killed, either their skin was not there or their bones were not there, but they were killed. Okay, okay, looking at this number, it's in thousand. Total population in India was 2000, but again you can see that the number is 50, which is huge number, right? So this is something which is a call out, like though there is an increase in population, but at the same time there, because of the illegal activities, this is what it is happening. Okay, and now you can see that why tiger is important. We know that it is important for our ecosystem, because if tiger won't be there, then there is a huge possibility that the forest area would get less area day by day, um, because of the large predator population, the population of herbivorous animal grow at alarm fastly. Okay, so there should be some control required on that factor, and that's where the tiger is required for the ecosystem. Okay, and with this, and then that's how I have concluded. So by the way, this is what thing which we have created by using Tableau. Okay, and again I would like to give you a demo where I will use Tableau in front of you. I will import data and all those things we are going to see. Before that, let me show you one more example, and this example is again coming straightforward from Sustainable Development Goal report. Okay, so by the way, I've received this data from the Niti Aayog portal. You can see the details, like this data is fetched from Niti Aayog. It's a government site, and publicly data is available for everyone to download. And there are 17 goals, global goals, which every country is working towards. It's related to poverty, it's related to women empowerment, it's related to so many, environment degradation, peace, climate, inequality, so many things are there into this. Okay, and target is to achieve by 2030. Okay, I've created this report in 2020, and it's on the state. Consider that if your poverty index number is like uh, close to zero, or which means that it's worst performer state, and if it is 100%, which means that you succeed in removing poverty from that state. Okay, that's what the clear indication is. And you can see that when it is 0 to 49, we call it as aspirant. When it is 50 to 64, they are performer, good performer. When it is 65 to 99, it's front runner. And when it is 100, it is achiever. Okay, we wanted to come in this range, like 100. And now looking at our states, you will clearly see that there is no state which has got 100% as their composite poverty index number. Tamil Nadu, Tripura, Andhra Pradesh, and Meghalaya, Mizoram, Sikkim, you can see still the number is greater than 50, which is very good sign. Definitely there is something good things happening in this state. And other states should also kind of, like follow the similar practices which these states are following. Okay, um, you can definitely see few of the countries like Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, they are below 50%, almost not even a half of our target, right? And that's how you can read this chart. So again, this is a simple bar chart, but the way the tool which we have used to create this was a Tableau tool. Okay, so the only intention behind showing you this first was to make you aware that these are something which you can build on once you have little bit knowledge about this tool. Okay, and this is where I've used publicly available data. but when you're working in industry, you will use the data which your industry will provide to you. So if you're working for, let's say, finance domain or finance company, then you will work on the finance data. If you're working on, let's say, some sport industry, you will use sport data, something like that. Okay. So let's start with a little bit of demo. I will show you how Tableau tool looks like. I will import data in front of you. Uh, and which data we are going to see today. I'm sure everyone would be interested into it. We are going to talk about cricket data. Okay. So again, this data is freely available. The data source is CrickSheet. We are going to look at IPL complete data set, which is from 2008 to 2020. Okay, it's the data, and it's the ball by ball data. Okay, the data size is almost 21 MB. We'll see this data and we'll try to do some kind of analysis on this data by using Tableau. Think, okay. By the way, this website is kaggle.com. You can simply search Kaggle and you can write IPL complete data into this, and you will get to this data set if you wanted to explore this more on your end as well. Okay, so by the way, this is what the data which we are going to use. I have already downloaded it, and I will quickly show you what are the different columns available into it. Cool. Okay, so this is what our data would look like. uh, it's related to cricket data. I'm expecting that, I'm assuming that everyone who is listening to this webinar, they are aware about the cricket thing. Okay. So the data is something like that, where we have almost 18 columns, 18 different columns are available. We have ID. ID stands for one particular cricket match. Okay. So it's ID for that. Number of innings, the first inning and the second inning. So there would be two values into it. Over would be from 0 to 19. Okay, so since overs are starting from 0 to 19, something like that. Then number of balls. Okay, so basically, if you select, let's say, over number 1, then there will be 6 or 7 balls depending upon extras and all those things. Okay, batsman, non-striker, bowler. Batsman run is also available. Extra runs are also available. Total runs are available. Non-boundaries are available. Very good data. Then details related to if a player of a batsman was out or not, even that detail is available. So you can say that is wicket, type of dismissal, right? So dismissal type data is also available. Is it, if it is by bold, or if it is by caught, or it is by this things, player dismissal, and so many things. Kind of simple data where you will have details related to batsman, details related to bowler, details related to batsman run, extra runs, total runs for the team. Then dismissal type, dismissal kinds are there, right? Player dismissed, fielder details are also there, batting team and bowling team. So many different KPIs are available in front of us, and we'll try to use this data and we'll see like if we can do some sort of analysis by looking at this data. By the way, again, if you look at this data, it's very hard to uh, tell one thing. Simple question. Okay, so if I ask you, just by looking at this Excel, can you give me uh, a number which is so basically batsman run, top batsman run for top 3 batsman run, can you give me a number? So uh, we might have to do some sort of, like pivoting, building a report kind of thing in Excel, and then you may be able to give that answer. But again, it is a tedious process where you will do so many things into it. Okay. uh, Now, since this, we will see how we can consume this data in the Tableau. Okay, let me close this file and open Tableau in front of you. Okay, so I have already opened it. Let me open a new file in front of you. So this is how a new window would look like. uh, so now we are starting our Tableau demo and the interface which I was talking about in our first slide. So if you can recall those things, we are going to start that topic. Okay,